Alright, hey everybody, welcome back for yet another video on an Akihabara game shop. Tiny bit crowded out here right now, but today we're going to be going to visit a shop on the main street. It's right here, you can see Pac-Man, Mario and such. It's called Retro Game and we're going to check it out. And here we are getting into Retro Game. Really tightly packed little store. Here, just a whole slew of Game Boy. So if you're a Game Boy enthusiast, Retro Game has you covered. As you can see, it's almost overflowing. They have so much. And then right here on the other side of the entrance, this is all boxed, complete Super Famicom stuff, divided by genre. Got action, puzzle, fighting games, you name it, they got it. See some Robot Tyson here, you can see some Gundam in there, Ultraman, just lots and lots of box stuff here. And then, of course, an almost infinite amount of loose carts up on the racks and then down at the bottom as well. You can see here, and they've got Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, here's some Dragon Ball Z, pretty much every DBZ game ever. Lots of Sailor Moon, Yu Yu Hakusho. Again, this is a super well-stocked store, and they pretty much always stay well-stocked. You can see all the Rockman games there, very cool. And then more box stuff up top. So definitely no shortage of Super Famicom games here. Mega Drive, a smaller Mega Drive section, but still good. And then plenty of consoles right here, Famicoms. This is where it becomes kind of a tight fit in these little narrow aisles. But you can see plenty of GameCube, an Orange Spice GameCube for sale. That's pretty cool. And then more loose Famicom carts. And it's cool that they all have a label up front that tells you if it's a loose cart, it'll say if it's an action title, or if it's a puzzle title, something like that. That's good if you go in a game store just looking for maybe some cheap action platformers. You're gonna pick up a lot of carts where you don't necessarily know what the game is, but it tells you right up front, hey, this is an action game. So I've picked up, I think it was Hammerin' Harry is what it's called in the States. I picked up just because on cover art alone, and it was an action title. Here I'm really cramped in this narrow aisle, but as you can see, they've got a nice little Saturn selection there, some Mega Drives, some PC Engine core graphics here with boxes and styrofoam, Dreamcast, Saturns, Super CD-ROM 2, which is cool. And this Dreamcast section, which I'll admit their Dreamcast section is kind of modest. I'm only in the neighborhood for shooters on the Dreamcast recently, so I didn't find anything there. PC Engine, the whole PC Engine section, all the games are divided by genre. So there's a shooting section, an RPG section, all that. Again, that's very convenient if you really don't have specific titles in mind. Famicom Disk, they actually have like a lot of Famicom Disk, as you can see. This is more than than I typically see in other stores. They have a Ultraman. But yeah, plenty of Famicom Disk, which is a fun system to collect for. There's some pretty cool things on there. Always TVs and what have you. Here I am pushing through. You kind of have to elbow your way in this store a little bit because it's so cramped. But yeah, always TVs and the PA system always airing game music. Here, PS2 section, you can see JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Their Golden Wind, which is a good game. I've actually reviewed it. And more PS2. Actually, 2 whole shelves full of PS2 games. Here, found a copy of Bomberman Kart, which I thought was pretty cool. So I did end up actually picking up Bomberman Kart. Also, you can notice there's a little grading system on the front, so it'll tell you the condition of the case or the box. It tells you the condition that the manual is in, and it'll tell you the condition that the disc is in. And it's, you know, it's a grading of A, B, or C, and actually the price of these games will vary. If it's graded to have, you know, maybe there's some damage to the cart or the manual inside the box, they will not charge you as much as they would for something that was in pretty much mint condition. And then here you can just see a whole ton of PS1 games. PS1 had a massive library, so there's, you know, always going to be a lot for it. And then down here, Neo Geo Aes Carts. Quite a number of them, actually. What do we got here? World Heroes 2 Jet. I actually like the World Heroes series. That's a good series game. ADK made those. KOF, what is that, 2001? So some of these AES cards, I don't collect for the AES because it's too expensive. I stick to my Neo Geo CD, and I'm happy enough with that. Here, the glass case housing all of the more costly stuff. You can see plenty of Game & Watch, which is very cool. And then more PC Engine. Sometimes this makes me weep a little bit because I look in these cases, and they will have some really cool stuff in here. And it breaks my heart. But here you can see Rockman Mega World. You can see Vampire Killer, Lords of Thunder. Is that Slap Fight? I think that's kind of an awful title for a game series, but there you go, Slap Fight. Wonder Swans down here, some Dreamcast, Saturn stuff, all kinds of stuff. Good stuff, and you can see Cotton and I think Sengoku Blade they had in there. A box Neo Geo AES, very cool. Some MSX carts up there, and Virtua Boy and Mark III, that's all very cool. And here you can see Clock Tower 2, which is the original Clock Tower in the States. Mr. Driller for the PlayStation. Chocobo Dungeon, Chrono Cross. Is that Burger 2? Is that some GameCube, PS2 stuff? Lots of cool stuff in these cases. Anyway, that's a look around inside. Very well stocked store, if a bit cramped. But yeah, I do like this store. Prices are a little high, but the selection is great. Anyway, let's wrap it up. All right, so that's it. That's retro game here in Akihabara. Like some of the other better-known stores here, prices are a little high. The selection is great, and as always, it's cool to go in just for the atmosphere and to see all the cool games. So that's it. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Akihabara Game Shops, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.